So I'm here with senior software developer Michael Chisolm. Now, Michael, when and why did you start here at RunSignup?
So I started here in the beginning of 2016. I started working with James on RaceJoy only at the time, and then since then I moved on to do everything with the event day team with scoring and other products.
Now, what is the difference between the event day team and the platform team?
So the event day team mainly handles things like it's apps that are meant to be used on the event day. So, the platform is doing everything leading up to the day of the event and handling registration and other things. And then for event day, we're handling things like checking in people, volunteers, scoring of the race, collecting reads. Everything that happens on event day is us. So we have RaceJoy for tracking people who are running the race at the time. And we have the normal check-in app, which is for people who are coming to the race and getting checked in, getting all their bib and their giveaways, T-shirts and things like that. And then we also have the ticket check-in app for TicketSignup events. And then we got the mobile timing app as well, and so that can be used for timers as a backup source of data for people crossing the finish line. And then obviously we have race day scoring as well, which is collecting all the reads and scoring the race and giving out results.
Now, what kind of past experience did you have before RunSignup?
I graduated college and came right here and
That's what I thought.
stayed
Okay.
here the whole time. It's been great.
Now, what is the life cycle of a project that you get?
So Matt Avery is our product manager, and he typically he kind of interfaces with most of the customers, the timers and the race directors and people like that, and kind of filters through their requests and what makes sense for us to work on at the time. And then he will go ahead and assign those tasks to each of the developers. And then from there, we work in these 2-week sprints to try to get as much as we can done on these items in 2 weeks. Most things are less than a week, but so we'll get quite a few items done. And then from there, it'll go into code review, and then we'll kind of review each other's codes, other people on the event day team. And so once that gets passed and checked, and Avery pretty much checks everything that we do. He'll test it out and make sure that it's all good, and then from there it'll go out. For scoring, we try to shoot for like one release per week just to kind of keep things up to date. And the other apps are once a month or so. They don't need quite as much work.
Now, what kind of testing goes into like each of the apps? Because I know this morning you guys were all out there testing the RaceJoy app, right?
Yeah, so RaceJoy is probably the most intensive one we have to test because we actually have to go out with our phone and actually go and run around or walk, or sometimes we drive. So yeah, RaceJoy is the most intensive to test, but for scoring we have like a whole suite of a couple dozen races, just sample files that we go and we basically run through the scoring of the entire thing and make sure that the results are what we expect it to be. And so if we make a change to the code and the results change, we got to go and look and make sure, like, is this really correct or not? And then for the other apps, we have like this automated testing utility that simulates clicking buttons on the apps and making sure that things still look correct and all the functionality is still there.
So what kind of projects have you been working on in the past 6 months?
So in the past 6 months, I've been working on a couple of major things. The participant edits and team edits are now shown like in scoring in the participant edit screen, so that you can see like your history of any edits that were made to it, whether that's from edits made in scoring or from the RunSignup API, or even from kiosk or check-in app or different things. The other major thing I've been working on is a lot of performance improvements for race day scoring. So it works great for a lot of like small to medium-sized races, but we want to be able to score and handle like really the largest races that are out there.
So for the participant edits, you're talking about like if somebody makes a change in the dashboard to somebody's name, that'll be listed along with them in race day scoring?
Yeah, so in race day scoring, they'll be able to see what the old value and the new value was and have like an audit log of any change that happened to participants over time. In case somebody just made a mistake or something like that, they can see what the history of that participant was.
And what are you working on in the next few months?
Still working on performance improvements. There's a lot to do there. We've moved like the read processing and filtering part down into a language called Rust to run natively on the computers. So the next part of this is going to be moving the actual scoring and tabulation part of that and reporting down into that layer so that we get better performance.
So I know the event day team has a weekly support meeting What goes on there?
Yeah, so we have a great support team, and so any questions that timers have over the weekend for any of the apps that they were using at their event, whether that's scoring or check-in or ticket check-in, they'll come to us with any issues that they ran into that were bugs that the timer just wasn't able to work around some issue that they were having. And so for those types of issues, they'll come in on Monday, and we'll kind of assign those out to different people who know that part of the code really well, and that way we can go and get them fixed and get a fix out pretty quick.
And what do you find that the greatest strength is of the event day team?
So I think one of the greatest strengths that we have is our ability to pivot pretty quickly. Like I said, we have like 5 apps that we work on. They're different languages, different platforms, different, all sorts of things are different between them all. So I think we're really great at being able to work on all sorts of different projects at once. And so when issues come up, like on our Monday meetings, it's easy for a lot of us to just jump into this other app and fix that.
Now, do you have any fun stories you want to share about working here at RunSignup?
So in the past couple of years, we went to a race and to actually see all of our products being used in real time, and to see like what a timer goes through, and to see the apps in action. And it was really great because we got to learn a lot of small improvements that timers maybe they don't know what's possible, and so we're able to go and see these little improvements that we can make, and we got a lot of good ideas out of that.
So you get to see it actually being used in the field.
Yeah, and we went out and set up timing mats, and basically it was the day in the life of a timer, which we're pretty disconnected from, so it was really eye-opening for sure.
And you guys do that every year now?
We have for the past couple of years, yeah. And I think we will this year, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for talking.
Yep.